Today we're out at Pismo Beach, Oceano Dunes, California. Checking it out. It's been a lot of rain out here lately, so it hasn't. It's not too soft. It's kind of hard packed today. Not a ton of people getting stuck, but we'll see what we can find. Pretty windy out here, so there's definitely going to be some wind noise. All right, we're going to do a voiceover on some of these video clips. Sound quality was pretty poor, and I didn't do a good job of explaining what I was doing at the time. Kind of get all focused on just doing the recovery and forget that I'm filming and supposed to be talking to the camera and all that good stuff. But for this trip, we ended up renting a 2021 F-150. That thing was nice, four-wheel drive, EcoBoost. I didn't want to take the Jeep on that long of a road trip. Pismo Beach is about 5 hours for us each way, so the Jeep isn't exactly a road trip worthy. So we got a rental truck, and it did pretty well for us. But so you can see this Toyota, he hit the sand going pretty slow, and his traction control was on, so he immediately got stuck. As soon as that traction control kicks in, it just stops the vehicle in this type of situation. And once you're stopped in that soft sand like this, then you're not going to get moving again. About halfway through the day, this is the main entrance. So it was getting real tore up. There were some pretty good ruts in there. You might be able to pick up some of it on the video, but it's definitely a lot worse than in person than what it looks like. Same situation with this guy, two-wheel drive Ford Ranger. He didn't have enough speed. He was trying to exit. He got stuck about halfway, couldn't go anywhere. So no tow points on either of these vehicles. That's why I carry the axle straps. We hook the axle strap to the tree saver, and we run off of both control arms. And as you can see there, that's why it keeps it in the middle of the vehicle. And then I hook a kinetic rope to the tree saver. That way, you got two tow points. It's a closed loop system, and then it prevents them from running over the rope. That way it's directly lined up right in the middle. And this is pretty much where everybody was getting stuck at. So I did the best I could. I just hung out there for an hour or two, and I picked up a few recoveries where I could, tried to film as much as possible. We ended up just pulling this guy backwards, back out to the hard pack sand, and he got a running start and was able to make it out after that. So this guy got pretty stuck. It doesn't look that bad, but as you can see, he is towing a U-Haul trailer. I don't know if you guys have ever towed a U-Haul trailer, but these things are built like tanks, man. They are so freaking heavy, and when they're in the sand, it's basically pulling a sled. So I see people out there all the time that are stuck with U-Haul trailers. They're not good in the sand. They're super heavy, and I don't think he was aired down at all. Plus, he's two-wheel drive, so one of the other local off-road guys helped him out, hooked up the kinetic rope. If it was me, I probably would have tugged it a little bit harder, but there's nothing wrong with the way he's doing it, slow and steady. He ended up, getting him out regardless. But yeah, these U-Haul trailers are no joke. I think we ended up doing probably 3 or 4 recoveries for people that were pulling these trailers. So this is another off-road local guy. He runs another YouTube channel called Off-Road Stuff. Check him out if you get a chance. He's a Pismo local. He's part of the Jerk Pirates Off-Road group, which is another Facebook group I'm in. It's that group I go down there and hang out with. A bunch of good people. And these are the, this group, Jerk Pirates Off-Road, they are the ones that founded and created Freedom Ropes, the kinetic rope that I use. So he's running a Freedom rope also. And if you can see there, he actually has a cheater rope. This is the correct way to do it. So as you saw in that other video, on the kind of the little tease video of that bumper getting ripped off of that Dodge, this is why it's important to hook up to both toe points if possible. So he runs a cheater rope, which is also a kinetic rope, to both toe points, and then he runs the main kinetic rope back to his recovery vehicle, which happens to be a little Samurai, but this is a big Tundra. So, but watch this thing, man. It comes right out. These kinetic ropes are awesome. But again, check out this guy. Really, really nice guy. His YouTube channel is Off-Road Stuff. So we were just hanging out here, watching people. The next couple minutes of the video were just people coming and going. I was trying to help out where I could. You can always fast forward later in the video and get to the better stuff, but you can definitely tell who's local, who's not, who's experienced, who's not. Dealing with this soft sand right here, it's all about keeping your speed and airing down. You don't even necessarily have to air down as long as you keep your speed, but it's interesting to watch. I get a kick out of this stuff. So this is part of the crew here. This is the Jerk Pirates off-road group. You get different people each time I go out there. Every time I go to Pismo, I meet all different people. They're all super cool, more than helpful. This whole group is basically a volunteer-based off-road recovery group. The local tow companies out here at Pismo, man, they charge people a ridiculous amount of money just to come out there and recover somebody. So this group was founded on the principle of, to help people out, to save them from paying those crazy tow bills. And, on the weekends, everybody meets up at the beach. They do daytime rides. The nighttime rides are the funnest. I posted a video last week of one of the nighttime rides. And this is us rolling out right now. We're going on a trip through the dunes, just a quick ride with the whole group. And you get a variety of vehicles. You see a Subaru right there. They don't care what you drive, man. It doesn't matter. As long as you're cool people, and you're more than welcome to hang out with them. So if you got Facebook, check them out. Jerk Pirates Off-Road Group. what you're about to see is pretty bad. To be honest, I wasn't even going to post it in the video, but, let this be a lesson to everybody. When you're recovering, large trucks, run both tow points. I'll never not connect to both tow points again after seeing this. And especially for these, larger diesels. Now this truck that's pulling, keep in mind, he's going uphill and he has no traction, barely any. Granted, I mean, it is a large truck, but he really did not exert that much force to be ripping off an entire tow bracket or a tow point. So, I mean, nobody there thought this was capable of happening. I personally have only seen it happen one other time on a large F450 that was completely buried and being pulled out by an excavator. And then I saw a tow point fill, but this is only the second time in the hundreds of recoveries I've done that I've ever seen this. And look right there, it's a bracket that connects to the frame. So it's not exactly a frame-mounted tow point. It's just a thin aluminum bracket or steel bracket right there. And that thing just peeled out. I mean, we don't know if it was missing bolts or if it had been worked on in the past and wasn't reattached properly. We don't know. So, but, rest assured, I'll never recover a vehicle without running two, connections to both tow points. But so now that just made this even more challenging. So I got under there. I stepped in at this point. I mean, not that they really needed me. The guys are pretty experienced. They do more recoveries than I do out there. So, but I used my, Rhino gear and I connected to the axle with the axle straps. And then, I wasn't quite sure if we were going to pull it again going forward. Realistically, that's probably what I would have done. I know it doesn't look that bad on the video, but it's on the side hill. It was pretty sketchy. I mean, it could have slid down and tipped over. It was pretty sketchy recovery there. So at this point, they opted in to just connect a bunch of kinetic ropes and to slowly try and drag the back end down the bowl to where he could get, lined up and either back down or at least have a safer way to recover it going forward. It was a bad recovery that got worse. So you see him pulling it this way. It was just nice and easy. You definitely don't want to be yanking on it, and it's in a position like this. The last thing you want to do is roll that vehicle, and then it's just a nightmare trying to get it out of there. But I mean, let this be a lesson for everybody. I'll say it 100 times now. Connect to both tow points. Don't risk it. Both tow points to a V, to your kinetic rope or winch line or whatever it may be.